Hey, how's it going, guys? T&D coming back at you. It's no secret that the upcoming Lightfall expansion will be bringing with it a new mods and loadout manager to help ease the burden of necessity put on apps like Destiny Item Manager and the like. But what Bungie handed us today in a very lengthy article is something else entirely. These are changes not only to our loadouts and armor mods, but how certain armor mods work, as well as artifact mods, champion stunning, and a whole bunch more. So strap yourself in and grab a snack because this one's a doozy. First up, we gotta talk about the loadout system, which allows players to slot up to 10 pre-made builds within the game, all without needing to go to the vault and swap gear pieces in and out. Awesome. Not only that, but they have completely streamlined the process of slotting mods by removing elemental affinities of both armor and mods, instead having certain mods only slottable on certain gear pieces, think ashes to assets on helmets for example. The mod customization screen in our loadouts also includes weapons, allowing players to swap perks and mods around without going into their character menu first. Pretty good stuff all around. All mods in the game will be unlocked at rank 6 of the new Guardian rank system, so say goodbye to the days of checking A to 1 for bountiful wells. Sounds like everybody's gonna be getting the full menu of mods pretty early on, it looks like. On to artifact mods. While we'll still be able to buy all of the mods in the artifact, Bungie have made some pretty significant changes here as well. One being that these are no longer mods you slot into armor and are instead passive buffs that you get intrinsically after unlocking them, which sounds pretty crazy, not gonna lie. So in order to rein things in a bit, they are capping us only having 12 of these active at a given time, which means if I'm reading this right, yes, you can now have the entire 4th and 5th column active all at once. Pretty freaking insane. By the way, this new system makes Artifice armor crazy strong now for those of you trying to build triple and quad 100 stat builds, as the extra mod slot in those gear pieces will be replaced by a new slot that gives special stat bonuses instead. So it looks like it's high time to farm some of those master dungeons, sounds like. Next up, we got match game, and specifically the fact that they're getting rid of it in higher level activities like GM Nightfalls. Base enemy shield resistance to non-matching elements will now be 50% across the board, which is apparently the way it's already done in Gambit. I will take Bungie's word for that one, because let's be real, who actually plays Gambit anyway? Hell, the 13th Wish could be sitting in that activity for all we know, plain as day, and we'd never find it. Next up are champions, which are getting intrinsic stuns based on element types. Barrier champions can now be popped from Void Volatile rounds when players are Radiant, or when a player does something with Strand, we don't know yet. Overloads will be stunned by Arc Jolt, as well as Void Suppress and Stasis' Slow effect. Unstoppables will now be stunned by blinding them, as well as Stasis' Shattering, as well as Solar's Ignitions. Really cool changes in regards to making different subclasses more viable in endgame activities. You love to see it. And finally, we have the armor mod changes. They are taking the Elemental Well and Charged with Light mod systems and combining them into a revamped system called Armor Charge, which can hold 0 to 3 stacks at a given time. This can be increased up to 6 charges with proper chest mods equipped. Mods like Font of Might, which give a passive time debuff to players, will now give 10 seconds per armor charge, if that charge isn't consumed by another mod at that point. Now, not all mods are created equal, as some will consume more than one armor charge at a time. Also, finisher mods will now consume charges instead of super energy as well. It sounds like this system once again will be very armor slot dependent instead of our current system, which is more reliant on elemental affinities. So I guess we'll have to see which of the 5 possible armor slots each of our current mods will end up on. Elemental wells will not be going away entirely, however, as their functionality of refunding ability energy on pickup will now be looped into the individual subclasses themselves. To go along with ionic traces for arc and stasis shards for stasis, Void will be getting void breaches and Solar will be getting fire spray. Sounds pretty interesting for all of those ability spam builds out there. Maybe we'll also see some new fragments come in Lightfall as well. Also, let's not forget to show some love to our pals the Warmind cells, and they're going away in Lightfall. That's cool. It's cool, I guess. It looks like with these new systems, Bungie has gone through and tuned every single armor mod in the entire game here, not only in regards to energy cost, but each one's overall effectiveness, going over and modding each as needed to help balance things out in the game. Of course, this is only the beginning of this system, and I'm sure there will be tons of additions and changes made to both the mods and loadouts over the course of this year in Lightfall. So as always, make sure you subscribe to my channel to catch all of my latest Destiny 2 content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy hunting, Guardians.